What's going on? So here today at the Little Pine State Park in Pennsylvania. It's out in the center of the state, and just got here doing a one-night camp at one of the walk-in campsites, and this is a beautiful spot. Little Pine is right on the edge of the Tiadaghton State Forest, and actually this road right behind me, this little dirt road, takes me right into there. So I might go check that out, and check out a couple of the little trails that go down along the Pine Creek, just take you up into the Pine Creek Gorge, which I've been to before. But right now, I'm gonna try to find a couple trees here in my campsite to hang the hammock from, which I should be able to do. But there's this clearing here, so if these skies clear up, I'm gonna have an awesome night sky. Alright, let me get set up. I'll talk to you in a bit. So last time I tried to show you guys this, my camera was acting up and it deleted the file. So this is my winter setup basically for hammock camping. I may not need all this for tonight. I don't think it's gonna get as cold, although they are calling for maybe a dusting of snow. I think it's only gonna get to like the mid-30s. But so this is my 10-foot hammock. I've got my summer underquilt. This is rated down to 50 degrees. And then outside of that, I've got my 10-degree winter hammock, which is, I can flip this over, and if I'm out backpacking where there could be hunting, and that will be well seen. Other than that, it's a disaster, this hammock. This is the first one, or this quilt, this is the first one I ever made. But I've got that on the outside, so that's going to keep in as much heat as I'm going to need. And then up top, I've got just the opposite. I've got my my 10-degree top quilt inside of my 50-degree top quilt. So it's completely inside of it. I mean, this stuff all has to, it's all been packed away. But on the top quilt, I've got the snap system here, which will go around the backside to the snap here, and that goes around my around my shoulders to help keep the quilt in place. Like I said, it's not going to get all that cold tonight, at least not for me. Mid-30s isn't that cold, but they're calling for snow. Possibility of some snow flurries, so that'll be good to have all that. Now, I am going to deploy the tarp over this, but I want to get that shown before I put that tarp up. So as you can kind of see behind me, camp is made. Got the hammock set up just in case it starts to rain. That scared the crap out of me. So these white pines, I think that's what these are. When the wind starts blowing, they make a lot of noise. And that was a, I can't see it. It was just one that the wind blew a little bit and it plunked off the next one. So I'm gonna take a little walk. Get the sandwich out of my hand here. I'm gonna take a little walk across the way here over to the creek and maybe up to the lake. Go see what we got there. I was gonna take the hike that the park ranger I met, Tom, up at the office, kind of suggested, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the daylight for that. Oh, maybe. But yeah, let's go explore a little bit. Walk around a little bit, checking out the park, and saw two things I never thought I'd see before. First is a cemetery right in the campground. Never seen that before, not in a state park, not in a national park, not in a campground anyway. That was weird. Second weird thing I saw, it's right back here. There's a trail that heads off up into out of the park into the Tiadaghton State Forest, and it comes down. Maybe not quite that steep. Well, definitely not that steep. That's pretty steep, but it comes down from up there. And there's two people coming down the trail with a leaf blower. Never, ever have I ever seen anybody leaf blowing a hiking trail. So those are two new things. There's a, I was down at the bottom of the dam before, on this side down here. Here, walk up here. I think this is the overlook, I think they call this. It looks out at Little Pine Creek Lake. Let's go check it out. So right down here is the camp, like right in that area right there. And you can see right there, looks like just a big hole of trees is punched out. Right at the base of that mountain. Looks like a blowdown. Looks like maybe either a microburst or maybe a tornado touchdown or something. Those trees are all knocked down. They're laying out away from it. That's a cool sky. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to hike this trail back here that the park ranger had suggested. Let's take a look at that real quick. So right now we're right here. Camp's down here. And the trail up here is the park office. Ranger told me, Tom told me to take this Love Run Road up here to the Panther Run Trail up here in the Tiadaghton State Forest. I'll say that right one of these times. And back down here to the Panther Run Trail. So looks like this splits right here. So there's some really cool rock formations up there. So check that out tomorrow. Not gonna have enough daylight today, even though I was smart enough to bring my flashlight this time. You can see on this picture how much logging was done in this area. When I was out at Sizerville, that area, which isn't far from here. Sizerville's maybe an hour from here. But that was all logged too, and it just clear cut a lot of these mountains. Look at all the wood. That's wood floating down a river. It's so much wood. So it's 8:15. It has stayed clear all night so far. Hopefully we don't get that weather they're talking about. I mean, I don't mind the snow so much, but if it rains, it's going to suck. But it stayed clear, so I was just out a few minutes ago and looking at the Milky Way. Saw a couple shooting stars. It's pretty cool. There is somebody up over by the water. It looked like they're up on a dam with what sounded like some kind of coyote call. and they were making all kinds of racket over there. And as I'm hearing that, and I did hear like a fox or a coyote or something earlier today, but I'm over here chopping some wood for the fire, and I'm hearing that, I'm chopping the wood, and then right in the tree, like right here, had to be 15 feet from the fire ring here, there was an owl up in the tree, and it let out this screech. It scared the crap out of me. I did not know what it was. So as it was coming back to throw some of the wood in the fire, I heard it again. This time I grabbed my phone, I recorded it. This is what it sounded like as it was flying away. But yeah, when you hear that right behind you, it's kind of creepy. That was kind of cool. Other than that, I haven't really had anything. I've had deer walk into camp. Raccoons. I had a raccoon try to steal my water. Actually, he was pretty successful. Did have crows steal coffee at one campsite a couple years ago. Had the little coffee singles, and they got into the bag there, and they have them scattered all over the place. So how about you? Any crazy stuff that you guys have seen while you're camping? Had any weird animals walk in, or I've heard of people have like just people walk out of the woods and show up in camp. That would be weird. Yeah, so let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've come across anything weird while you're out camping. That'll give me something to think about while I'm trying to sleep. Good morning. Did rain last night at about 4 o'clock for a little while. Wasn't too bad. But I stayed in that hammock for... Is that a hawk? There's a hawk right across the way here. I stayed in that hammock until almost 8 o'clock this morning. It was glorious. So now I am heating up some water for a little oatmeal and some coffee. Then if these clouds burn out of here, I'm going to go for a hike. So we'll see. But this is my solo stove light. It's a wood-burning gasifier stove. It does take a little bit of care to keep that thing running, so I can constantly feed it fuel. So let me get back to doing that, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Just got to the Eagle Watch, and look across right from the sign for the Eagle Watch, and I don't know if you can see them on the camera here, but right there's an eagle. This is the hike that was recommended to me yesterday by Tom, the DCNR ranger. We're gonna head up this way, and we're gonna come back down from here, from right there. This is gonna take us up into the Tiadaghton State Forest, and then back around into Little Creek, or Little Pine State Park. As long as it doesn't rain. It's supposed to be clear today. And the last time I saw weather for myself was about this time yesterday, and the only information I got at the park office yesterday was that it was supposed to rain last night, 40% chance, and it did. It wasn't bad. I stayed dry. So hopefully the weather holds up. It's coming this way and it's gray over there, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, let's check out the trail. So this is a beautiful hike. I'm only got 15 minutes into the hike. This is Boone Run. Now we're hiking along right here. It's not real big. This is beautiful, and it's kind of overcast. Well, it's extremely overcast, and this is still gorgeous. I can imagine what this looks like when there's leaves on the trees. It's supposed to be gorgeous in the fall when you got all the colors. This is awesome. Okay, so saying goodbye to Love Run, not Boone Run. That's Love Run. About ready to get off of this road, and if you're hiking up here, don't be surprised when you see this. For a second, I thought I was in the wrong spot and I'd gotten onto private property. It's just a old hunting cabin up here. Took me by a little bit of surprise, but as I looked ahead a little bit, I saw a blaze on a tree, and then this is actually part of the Mid-State Trail too. The Mid-State Trail. All right, let's try that again. Battery died. So this is part of the Mid-State Trail. And we're going to stay on Love Run Trail. We're going to follow this up a little ways, and then we're going to see where it goes. Now, where the hell did I put on that? So right now, we're right there at that intersection. So we're going to stay to the right. But this other side goes up to Hell Hollow over there. Might go check out Hell Hollow. See what a split is. Have to see what a split is. I don't think it's right here. It might be up here a little bit. Let me go check out Hell Hollow and then finish the trail. With a name like that, you almost got to go check it out. Okay, so if you're out here and you're taking, this is where where I thought the split is. I actually turned around to take a look, and I was so busy trying not to intrude on this piece of property that I didn't even realize the trail turns here somewhere. There's the bridge. That's the wrong way, so should have gone that way. My bad. Alright, so this takes us up to Hell Hollow. Now I'm just going to go up here, check this out, and I'll come back and go up that way. Got a sign. Let's see what the sign says. Pesto Trail. Well, that's it. You can see where the mountains come down here. Cuts through. That's Hell Hollow. I was hoping there's kind of a trail went up that way. But going that way any further doesn't really serve us any purpose, so back down we go. So in case you're wondering, I did mention the Mid-State Trail, which I'm on for a partial bit of this hike. The Mid-State Trail is a 250-mile backpacking trail, a very, very short version of a long distance trail. It goes from Juniata out to Tioga, right across the middle of the state of Pennsylvania. That's how it got named, the Mid-State Trail. So I'm going to hike a few miles of that today. I think this might be the first time I've hiked any sections of the Mid-State Trail. So that's cool, that's a first. 250 miles is not a bad distance for a backpacking trail if you've got you know, some time to do it. So I'm going to have to look into that a little further, I think. See if maybe I can set something up to hike that trail. That'd be cool. Well, that's definitely weather coming in. Doesn't sound too bad. It almost sounds like sleet. Doesn't feel cold enough to sleet. I can't get to it. Yeah, it's already stopped. I'm already this far. No turning back now, I guess. As long as it doesn't get icy. I think the next section's a little steeper than what I was just on. I could turn back. When in doubt, use a tree to hold your camera. Alright, so here's a little hiking tip for you. If you are out hiking and you realize that you don't have any kind of noise making device, you don't have a whistle or anything like that, and you're in an area where you've got oak trees, you got acorns, take the cap off of the acorn. Let the acorn do its thing. You take the cap of the acorn, you put it right at the joint of your knuckles on your thumb, like that. So I got the joint at my knuckles right at the top of the acorn, and you just kind of use it as a flute. That's really loud. I'm not even blowing that hard. So it's kind of a tip there. You get lost, you need some help, or you know, you might need to scare away an animal, something like that. You don't have a whistle, make sure you have an acorn. Okay, so I'm at the turn here, and it's almost hidden. I almost walked right by it. And you kind of see where people have gone through, but if you're just not paying attention and follow the road, you go a little ways. But we're gonna head up that way to the top of the ridge, and then after that it's pretty much all downhill from there back down to the car. Pretty sure that's the top up there. This really isn't doing that justice. So that's level. That's looking straight ahead. And that still doesn't do that justice. Not the steepest trail I've ever been on, but when you're wearing your base layer still, and it's like 40 out, pretty warm. Beautiful out here. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So, Love Run that we were just on turns, well, actually ends here. It looks like ends here, and it becomes Panther Run. And the Mid-State Trail goes that way. We're going to go that way. That's way too fast. So the Mid-State Trail goes this way, and we're following the Panther Run back down the ridge, back to the car. Just came up that. if you're hiking this, make sure you look for that sign, because right down here, so this is where we just came up from down there. There's a little chute that goes out that way. I don't know where that goes. It's not marked. So just be aware of that. You want to go past that. When you come up the hill, you'll see the sign for Panther Run. And it is bear season, so that's why I'm wearing orange. That's yeah, I think there's a shooting range up there too. But I haven't seen anybody out this way. No cars are parked down by where I was. This is gorgeous up here. Alright, let's go see if we can find these rock formations. Oh, here's another sign too. This is nice. You don't see this very often. So this is a little bit of a surprise. I was told there was no views out here. This is definitely a view. This must be the section that the ranger was telling me about with these rock formations. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. Wow. Look at that. Layers. These are really cool. So those rock formations were pretty cool. Definitely worth the hike up here. Got an unexpected view. Some very cool rock formations. I think that's it for them. It looks like the terrain's changing now. So that was probably the top of the ridge at one point, and it's just eroding away. Still got some views off to the sides. I like hikes along a ridge. You get views on both sides. It's pretty neat. It's amazing what you find when you go out and look. One more rock formation. And some of the stuff has come right off these rocks. It's just loose. Yeah, this is a pretty cool trail. Did not expect to find this when I was here. Whoa. This hike is kind of reminiscent of the Catskills with a lot of these rock outcroppings. You come across a lot of that in the Catskills. But these are just different than the rocks up there. A lot more granite up in the Catskills. Wow. This one's not going to last much longer. That keeps eroding. That's where we're going, right down through there. Wow. So I'm just about back down to the junction where we started. You can see the cars right over here. And it is getting dark. I don't know if that's coming out on the camera. But it's getting dark and I don't know what it's doing. It's like raining, snowing, and sleeting. I'm glad I'm at the bottom of this mountain because this started getting icy. And again, you can't tell how steep this is, but if this got icy, this would suck. This is steep and no grip. A little slippery. Oh, you're gonna move a little quicker. All right, so there we are, back down to the bottom where we started. Bottom of Panther Run Trail, and that's the Love Run Trail. That's where we went up. And that's the end of the hike. So that's going to do it for my time here at Little Pine State Park. It was a great 24 hours I had here. The camping was nice. I can imagine in summer it gets a little crowded over there and you're kind of right on top of everybody. But when it's November, it's pretty nice. I think it was like me and 2 other people over in that entire campground. That hike that I just had over there on Panther Run and Love Run, that was incredible. If you come out here, definitely I suggest doing that. that was definitely worth the trip out here just by itself. Those rock formations and that view out there are pretty cool. So, state parks, man. There's something about them for me. I like them. I like being out in the middle of nowhere, like backpacking, but state parks, especially when they're empty like this, probably some of my favorite places. You get to see some things that that everybody can see. I don't know if I got a favorite state park. Well, I don't know. Presque Isle's pretty nice, up in the northwest of Pennsylvania. How about you guys? You guys got any favorite state parks, places you'd like to go? I'm going to have to come back here and get my kayak in this water too. That's a pretty nice lake. Goes up to the river, comes in up at that end, and it looks like you can go up there a little ways. That'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to get in the car, start my long ride home. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, subscribe, hit the like button. It helps out a lot. I really appreciate it too. So I'll see you in the next one.